Hello and welcome to History in a Hair's Breadth, where I, Haya, try to get through some moment in history or a piece of literature in the time that it takes Ms. Poppyseed Bun here to finish a treat. Let's get started. This time we'll be talking about Salome Alexandra, or Shlomtzion, Queen of Judea, while Poppy eats a banana peel. Banana peel is safe for bunnies. You don't want to give them too much because sugar. Not just because she'll go nuts, but also for their health. Anywho, let's get started. And I'm going to probably have to go pretty quickly because she loves these. Here we go. So Shlomtzion's birth, where are you eating that from the middle? Is a bit of a question. Most sources seem to think that she herself was a Pharisee, because at that point, the kingdom of Judea is the Israelites have been condensed down to just the kingdom of Judea, because after the reign of King Solomon, there was a split. And so we went from, wow, she's eating fast, I have to talk faster. So we went from having one unified kingdom to Judea, and then the second kingdom was exiled by the Assyrians, and most of those tribes vanished. We're not really sure where they went. Whereas we have Judea is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and then some refugees from the other tribes. We'd been already exiled once by the Babylonians, and then we're returned. And at this point, it's the Romans we have to fend off. So, okay, really quickly, because she's eating this really fast. So Shlomtzion, Salome Alexandra, is a Pharisee. She is possibly the daughter of Shetach, which makes her the sister of Shimon ben Shetach. And she married she married Aristobulus and then Alexandrianus. And she probably, during the reign of her husband, had some political sway, but very little. She did make an effort to protect Pharisees who were being persecuted by the Sadducees at the time. And clearly her husband really trusted her, because instead of willing the regency to one of their sons on his deathbed, Alexander willed the regency to her. And so she becomes queen regent. She's one of only two queens regnant of Judea or Israel in history, which is pretty cool. So now she's the sole ruler of ancient Israel, and she works really hard to bring balance back. There's a lot of sectarianism going on at the time, so she tries to make sure that the Pharisees and Sadducees, and there are also Essenes and other people, but they're not involved in politics as much, but primarily the problem is between Sadducees and Pharisees, and she tries to bring peace, and she succeeds for the duration of her reign. She also shores up military defenses. She was a military strategist in addition to being a diplomat and so many other things. She's awesome. I'm not biased or anything. She's just one of my favorite historical figures. So you too, Poppy. So she shores up military defenses and even dispatches one of her sons on a military campaign in order to protect themselves, because ancient Israel, Judea, is under attack from the Romans and some other neighbors at this point in time. Additionally, she does some great stuff in terms of like agricultural and other domestic policy, and her reign is known for its peace and prosperity. The sources in the Talmud talk about just how amazing the crops were during her time, but also how great it was that everyone was kind of just getting along for a little while, which is hard for any sovereign to do with their people. So she did some amazing work. Unfortunately, even before she died, her sons started fighting over who would take over. So Aristobulus and Hyrcanus start battling over who's going to take over, and she manages to keep the fighting mostly at bay while she still hangs on to life. Poppy, that's my finger, not the banana. But once she dies, they break out into civil war, and that civil war throws everything off and seals the second exile. So the Romans are going to invade and establish a second exile, which did not exile everyone. There were people left behind, but there were also a bunch of Israelites, Jews get scattered throughout the Roman Empire when they take it over and rename it. They rename in a real slap in the face after the long gone enemies, the Philistines. But I digress. Salome Alexandra is the last Israelite / Judean / Jewish. There are a lot of different words for it because at this point we're not like, Jewish comes from the tribe of Judah, but that's only one of 12 or arguably 13 tribes. I'm digressing a lot. There's a lot to say, and Poppy's just finished, which means I need to finish. Anyway, she's the last one to die as a sovereign in power, which not anything to sneeze at. And she does have coins that were struck in her image. So cool stuff. Awesome queen. Poppy's done, so I need to stop talking. Sometimes she likes to nibble on this, so I thought I might have a little more time, but I didn't. She accidentally nibbled on my finger, and now she's looking really guilty. I love you. I know you're not a carnivore. Tune in next time and leave your recommendations for what we talk about or what Poppy snacks on next in the comments. Bye.